Hello and welcome to today's easy yoga flow. Today we are going to be doing a brisk yoga flow that's going to be done at a pace that's designed to really get your heart rate up and really pump the blood into the muscles. So you can use this as a standalone workout, or you can use it as a warm-up to go deeper into some of your more advanced yoga postures. So for props, all you need is your yoga mat, and then you might need 1 or 2 yoga blocks depending on how flexible you are. Okay, let's get started. All right, so we're going to begin sitting on the mat on our shins. If this is too painful in the knees, you can grab 1, 2, or even 3 blocks, and you can just place it underneath the buttocks, and you can sit on it, and hopefully that will take some of the pressure off. All right, otherwise we're going to begin sitting down, clasping the hands behind our back and really squeezing hands palms together and pushing them down to the floor. This helps us really open the chest up towards the ceiling, open the heart. Inhale and exhale, slowly fold forward into a child's pose. Rolling up. Inhale, repeat. Push those arms down, open the chest, exhale, fold forward. Child's pose around the spine and rolling up. Few more, inhale. Exhale. Warming up the spine, warming up the chest. Let's do 1 more here. Inhale and exhale, folding forward, releasing the arms. Now as you inhale, you're going to lift the arms up over your head. And exhale, cactus the arms. Think about bringing the elbows in towards the hips. And exhale, fold forward, child's pose. And again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And again, inhale. Exhale. Open that heart. Inhale. Exhale. Last one here. Inhale. And exhale. Now on the inhale, you're going to sweep the arms up. And on the exhale, you're going to open out into a twist. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist. Changing side. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, hold at the side. You can press your hand into the mat and into your opposite knee to help you really rotate that spine nice and tall. Deepen the twist. Use the leverage of your hands against your body. And inhale, coming up. Exhale, changing sides. Pressing your hand against your opposite knee, into the floor behind you, towards the spine, lifting nice and tall. Inhale, coming up, and exhale, folding forward, child's pose. Rolling up. All right, you're going to place the hands behind you. If you like, you can separate the knees, and then just feel for lifting up the hips into hip extension, and just see how that feels. You can look down at your navel. Inhale, come down. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, come down. Exhale, really squeeze the glutes when you do this. That's going to help open up the hips and the quads. And if you can, now as you exhale, see if you're a bit more advanced, if you can actually push the hips all the way forward into a camel pose. And coming down, inhale. Exhale. So whatever variation you did previously, or you can manage to get to, that's what you carry on doing. We've got 3 more here. And lifting those hips forwards. Exhale. 2 more to go. Good, open the heart, push those hips forwards, exhale. And last one, really squeezing the glutes, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And exhale, coming down, walk those hands forwards. And we're just gonna come into an all fours position, keeping the toes tucked. Inhale, exhale, see if you can push up into your downward facing dog onto the tops of your toes. If this is not possible for you, then just come up onto the tippy toes, or just come into a regular downward dog, whatever you can manage. Otherwise, we're gonna stay here, and we're gonna really try and push our way back into our feet. Inhale. And exhale, let's hover the knees. Inhale back into your down dog. Exhale, hover those knees just off the mat, and exhale, down dog. So even if you're doing this on your tippy toes or on a flat foot, you can still do the knee hovers. 2 more here. Really good. And exhale. Last one. And exhale. Coming all the way down into your all fours position, making sure that you've got your shoulders stacked over your wrists and your hips stacked over your knees. We're just going to do some cat and cow. So inhale, looking up. And exhale, looking down. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, curl and look down. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, curl and look down. One more here. Inhale. And exhale. And find yourself back in a nice neutral spine. All right, we're just going to make little circles over our wrists. So warming up the wrists here. So keeping a nice neutral spine and just really pressing our weight forward, backwards, sideways, just to kind of make these circles over our wrists and change directions. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, find a neutral spine once again. And now we're going to do a different variety of circle, chest circles. So you're going to just relax into the shoulders, out to the side, pop the back up and to the other side. So there are these really small kind of chest circles, and you're just staying within a very small range of motion here. We're doing a chest circle, but we're focusing on the shoulders and change direction. So it's really, really very, very small. Upper back is working, shoulder protraction. We're not taking it into the lower spine. So just keeping it in the scapula and the upper spine, shoulder girdle. 3, 2, and 1. Really good. All right, we're just going to tuck the toes, stretch back into your downward dog, and we're just going to walk the hands in. And we're going to keep the legs nice and bent, and then we're just going to stretch our arms up to the ceiling, opposite arms, for a nice twist. There we go. Pressing opposite hand down into the mat, reaching the other arm up towards the ceiling, feeling a nice twisting sensation in the spine. Good. Let's do one more each side here. Last one. Good, keeping the hands on the mat. We're going to just come all the way down into a deep squat and then stretch up as much as you can. So as I come down, my heels lift up off the ground, and then I straighten. If I can straighten my legs, great. If not, that's okay. We're still kind of warming up. So just go to where you can manage. And I want you to try and increase the pace. Make it brisk so that we really start to warm up the lower body. Good. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good. 3, 2, 1. Good. And nice small bend in the knees. We're going to roll up the spine, and as we get to the top, we're going to flip the head and we're going to arch down, leading with the heart. Inhale, rolling up. Head comes up last. Exhale, arch the back, lead with the heart. Again, head drops down last. 4 more of these. Exhale, arch down, all the way down, legs are bent. Inhale, so you can keep your legs bent throughout this entire spinal articulation. 2 more. It's really about the spine, not as much about the hamstrings. Last one. And stay down on the ground. And then walk yourself back into your downward facing dog and just hold it there for a minute, see where you're at. Maybe you need to walk out the legs. Still loosening up the body, warming up. Breathe. And stop in the middle. All right, I'm going to take my left leg, I'm going to bend the knee, and I'm going to create nice, big, enormous hip circles. So I'm painting a circle with my knee, but actually the rotation is happening in the hip joint. So out, up, and down, out, up, and down. Really focusing on what's going on in that hip socket. And reverse. Backwards, out to the side, and forwards and down. Backwards, out, forwards and down. Keeping that knee bent so that you can really isolate into the hip joint. 3 more here. 2 more. Last one, keeping that knee bent, coming forward into a plank position. Try and hover, try and get that knee to touch your nose. Hold it for a second, push the floor away from you, and then step that foot to the outside of the left hand and coming all the way down. You can even drop your back knee down to the ground. Okay, we're going to be doing some nice deep hip circles here. So we've got a low lunge and then we're doing a hip circle, just pushing our weight forwards and backwards and moving round and round, stirring the pot with our hips. Low lunge hip circles, changing directions. Good. You've got this. So really visualizing about warming up that whole hip area for what's to come. And stop at the bottom. Let's flip our hands so that our foot is on the middle. And if you need to, you can get some yoga blocks to help you here, to lift you up. And we're just going to bend and straighten that back knee. We are not lifting our hips up. We're keeping our hips nice and low, all the way to the ground if you can. If you're not on blocks, you're using your hands to balance you. And I'm straightening that back knee, squeezing the glutes at the back, making sure that that really helps me open my hip flexor. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, let's pop up into triangle. Up and down into triangle. So again, you can be up on your yoga blocks. You can be up really high on your yoga blocks if you need to. We're trying to get the front leg straight, but we're moving at that nice brisk pace to really get blood flow into our lower body. So make sure to go at a pace that works for you, but try and push it so that you're going as fast as what you can manage. 3, 2, 1, and come all the way back down into your low lunge. All right, we're going to now switch between low lunge and Skandasana. So I'm going to stay up on the toes of my back foot, extend my knee, and then rotate out, twisting the hips into a straddle position, and then coming back. If you're up much higher, you can be up on blocks, then you might have your toe, and then you can swivel onto your heel, and back onto the toe. Swivel onto the heel, and back onto the toe. It is quite heavy in the front thigh if you're doing it that way. If you're down lower towards the ground, it's a little bit less heavy on the supporting thigh. Really focusing on that rotation in that back hip. Straddle, split. Straddle, split. Straddle, split. And let's go into our straddle position. You're going to keep your weight forward so you're not touching down your hips to the mat. If possible, again, you can have your yoga blocks nearby just to help you. You can press your hands into them, whatever feels comfortable. I do want you to try and keep this heel down flat and not lifted up into the air. And we're just going to bring our hands into a prayer position and really push our elbows against our knee. Hold it there. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen the spine. Squeeze hands, palms together. And then slowly lowering down those hips all the way down to the ground. And breathe. Take a moment here. Exhale. Okay, we're going to go into just a slight upper body twist. So you're using your arm and your hand, your elbow as a leverage. Same hand as bent leg. Other hand reaches up to the sky for a gentle twist. Opening that rib cage up towards the ceiling, wherever you're at. And slowly coming down. I'm going to swap hands, reach for my opposite ankle. I'm going to flex the foot of the straight leg. I'm going to reach up, keeping this buttocks down on the ground, and I'm going to lean over into a side bend. I don't want this knee to collapse. I'm pushing it open and I'm using this grasp as leverage to help get me lower and lower. If you're more advanced, you can try and reach for that big toe of the opposite foot and really use that leverage to twist yourself up to the ceiling and get that upper body rotation. Don't let this knee collapse in. Push it open. Revolve that shoulder up to the ceiling and slowly come up and out of that. And let's go back into our low lunge and stepping up onto the back toes, coming up into our high lunge. High lunge position, hips are square, rising up onto tippy toes of the back foot. Holding it there, getting nice and low. I'm squeezing my glutes. I'm stretching the knee of my back leg. Inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, twist away from your back leg towards your front leg. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, warrior two. I've put my back heel down. Notice that, and I've opened out into more of a side split position. Now I'm going to lift the back heel up as I rotate the hips. High lunge, exhale, twist. Inhale, high lunge, exhale, warrior two, moving the heel. Inhale, high lunge, exhale, twist. Inhale, high lunge, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, exhale, a few more. Inhale, exhale, let's do one more. Inhale, twist, inhale, warrior two, and let's cartwheel those arms down, placing the back knee onto the ground, and let's shift the weight all the way back so that we are now sitting on our heel. All right, I'm going to bend this other leg for support. Now, this is where you might need to have a couple of yoga blocks on either side of you, depending on how flexible your back is. We're going to take this hand behind us. We're going to push up on the hips and see how that feels. If it feels good, you can reach the arm up towards the ceiling. And then I want you to try and do a side bend. If that still feels good, you can try and get into a half camel back bend. If you're up onto your blocks, you can really use them for as much support as you need to. Push your hand against those blocks and just try and get as much range of motion as you can. Wherever you're at, you're going to sit back down through a side bend, sweep the arms to the other side, place the hand behind you, and lift up on the hips. You're maybe in a side bend. If you're more advanced, you might be able to go into a full back bend. Side bend, sit the hips down, sweep the arms forward, and just keep going with the circular motion, making sure to place the hands really carefully, as that is your main form of support. Hands behind you, and if you're just getting into side bends and not back bends, that is absolutely fine. So working the hips, opening the heart, opening the shoulders, working even the hamstrings. Let's do one more on each side. Exhale. And this will be our last one. Push those hips up, coming down, bringing your hands around to the side. And you're just going to swivel that foot so that you're in a supported side plank. All right, so hopefully you've got your knee, your hip into one line with this top hand, pushing the bottom hand against the floor, and you're in the supported side plank. We're just going to lower and lift the hips up. That's good. If your knee is feeling a bit sensitive, you can always double fold your mat. Lower and lift, lower and lift. Good. And lower and lift. Last one, lower and lift. All right, we're going to see if we can hover that foot at the top. Hold it there. Now you're either holding it or you're going to try and lower and lift again, hovering that top foot. Trying to keep it 90 degrees or parallel to the floor. But if it's just off the floor and it's a bit lower, that's absolutely fine. 3 more. 2 and 1. Lower for just a second. Reach up. Feel that stretch. Active rest. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Lifting that foot back up. We're going to reach back behind it. Grab the ankle. Side bow. Inhale to prepare. And exhale. Kick that foot gently back into the hand. You can look wherever it helps you. Maybe at your hand on the mat, in front of you, up towards the ceiling. But you're gently kicking that foot back into the hand to open the front body. Inhale. Exhale. Kick. Gently release. Keeping that foot lifted. Hand comes behind the head. And let's do some elbow to knee crunches. Inhale. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2. Really good. Last one. Good. And then slowly coming down. I'm going to just flip my mat and we're going to do the whole thing again on the other side. So I'm going to face the other way. You're back into your down dog. And perhaps you want to just walk it out. Again, a moment of active rest. Hopefully you're sweating a little bit. Your heart rate is up. Make sure that you've got your yoga blocks nearby for this side if you need them. And let's start on the other side. So this time I've got my right leg bent at the knee. Nice big hip circles. Out, up, and down. Out, up, and down, really focusing on that hip socket and what is happening in there, visualizing that thigh moving inside the hip joint. And change directions, backwards, out to the side, forward and down, backwards, out, forward and down. And just keep saying those words to yourself. Really good. 2 more. Last one, coming forward into a plank, keeping that knee bent. And suck up, hover that knee, try and tuck it towards the nose, hold it for a second, and then step it out to the edge of your mat on the right side, lowering down the back knee. And remember, you can be up on your yoga blocks if you need to. And let's just do some nice big hip circles. Shifting the weight forward and back with the hips. Good. And change directions. Really feeling the blood flowing to the lower body, to the whole body, in fact. 3, 2, last one, and then let's just walk the foot to the inside of the hands, keeping the hips nice and low. Hands are down on blocks or on the mat, tucking the toes, bend and straighten that back knee, squeezing the glutes at the back so that I can really release the hip flexors in the front. All right, so we're using agonist, antagonist muscles here. Hip flexors are opposite to the glutes. The more you squeeze the glutes, the more you release the hip flexors. Good, and stop in the middle, and then let's push back and forwards, triangle. Remember, you can be up nice and high on those blocks, right at the top setting, moving at a pace as brisk as what you can manage. 5, 4, hips down and up. 3, try and straighten the front leg. And last one. All right, coming down. We're going to move from our low lunge into our Skandasana. So I am nice and low, so I'm going to keep my back toes untucked. But if you're up higher, you can be up on the toes. Remember, use your blocks. So I'm just swiveling into a straddle, opening up this hip, and then back into my low lunge. Skandasana, or Cossack squat, also known as a Cossack squat. All right, this hip is opening into a straddle position. Good. 2 more. And last one, holding it there, keeping the weight forward. Hands come together in prayer, pushing that elbow against the knee, holding it there. Inhale, exhale. Squeeze hands, palms together. And slowly lower down. You can sit up on a block if you need to, if this is very uncomfortable for you. And then from there, we're just going to do a twist. So we're resting our right arm against our right leg. Inhale, exhale, twist the upper body. It's quite a limited range of motion, so just do what you can and enjoy that twisting sensation. And slowly release, opposite hand to ankle. Inhale, lifting up, flex the foot. Exhale, side bend. Trying to keep this knee nice and open and the hip flat down on the ground. And you're reaching for that opposite big toe if you can, using it as leverage to really help you twist up and open that knee. Trying to get my shoulders nice and forward. Revolve. Inhale. Exhale. And slowly come out of that back into your low lunge. Tuck the toes if they've been untucked, and coming up into your high lunge. So hips are square. We're rising up onto a high heel shoe at the back. Inhale, exhale, twist, open to the opposite side. Inhale back to high lunge. Exhale, open to warrior 2. I've adjusted my heel, it's flat down. I've opened my hips. Now as I inhale, I close my hips, I rise up onto the back heel. Exhale, twist, opposite direction. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Really good. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Let's do 3 more. Staying nice and low, my back leg is completely straight. So I'm doing the twisting in my hips, using my foot to help me. Last one. Inhale and exhale, and just cartwheeling those hands down, dropping onto the back knee and shifting the weight all the way back onto the heel. All right, remember to have your blocks nearby if you need them. You're going to bend the other leg, taking your hand back behind you, and just feel for lifting up the hips. So this is actually a half camel position. If it feels good, you're lifting the opposite arm up towards the ceiling, opening the chest, thinking about lengthening up, reaching those fingertips up towards the sky. And then we're going to come to a side bend. And if this feels all right, you're going to twist into your back bend. Back through your side bend, lower the hips down all the way, sweep the arms across your body, place the other hand carefully, and lift up, maybe just into a side bend, maybe all the way into a back bend. Hips down. And let's just cycle through a couple of these, going at your own pace and within your own range of motion. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale, exhale. Good. Exhale. Let's do one more. And now we're going to switch our hands to the side of the mat. We're just going to twist our leg so that we're coming into a supported lunge, making sure again that shoulder is stacked above wrist and hip above knee. Arm is up towards the ceiling, and if you like, and you're like me, you got sensitive knees, double fold your mat, and we're just going to lower and lift those hips up. Good. 3, 2, and last one. Good. See if you can lift that leg up parallel to the ground. And again, 5 more. If it's possible for you. If not, you leave that foot down nice and low on the ground or just off the ground. Just do what you can manage in this position. And last one. Good. Grabbing that ankle behind you. Inhale to prepare. And exhale, kick back, opening the heart, side bow. Looking down at the mat maybe. Maybe that's good for your balance. Maybe looking forward or up to the ceiling. But whatever you do, open that heart. Gently kick your ankle into your hand. And slowly release, hand comes to the back of the head for 3 crunches, for 5 crunches. Inhale, exhale, 1. Exhale, 2. Really good. 3. And 4. Last one, 5. Good. Slowly coming out of that, flip your mat, bring your hands back and push up into active rest, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. We're just going to do 3 knee circles, one direction, 2, and 3. 3 in the other direction. 1, 2, 3. Walk your down dog in just a little closer if you can, even if your legs are a little bent, I don't mind. Even if your heels are up, all that is good. Just make it a little bit of a smaller, shorter downward dog. Inhale and exhale. You're just going to crunch and aim to touch your knees towards your forehead. Inhale, exhale, crunch. Inhale, exhale, knees to forehead. Or wherever you can get them. Maybe it's knees to nose, maybe it's knees to chin. So you have to go up really high on your tippy toes, which may be the source of a problem or a blockage for some of you. So just do what you can. 3 more here. 2 more. And the last one. Good. Holding it there. Hold that down dog. Walk it out. Coming down onto the knees. Resting in child's pose. Take a deep breath in. Congratulate yourself. Well done. Hopefully you have already got that heart rate up. The blood is flowing. Oxygen to the muscles. You're feeling alive. You're feeling energized, ready for your day. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the hands into the sides. Inhale, slowly rolling up one vertebra at a time. It comes up last. Just roll those shoulders back. And there you have it. Very, very well done. You have worked hard. I hope you feel great. You feel super energized. If you like this, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next workout.